Hello, my fxcopy family. This is Max Farrell. This is your daily update and a couple of small trainings that we're going to do this morning right now in this update so you can pay attention to it, save this email, and also be able to watch this video again and again if you need. Now, I want you all to know immediately that our system is really designed around the ups and downs of trading. Nothing is ever like this, right? So we get this up and down part of trading, and if this is zero, sometimes you may in the very beginning fall down below because you're in that peak and valley process, right? So if you started out with $1,000, it might fall down below just a little bit to kind of keep going up. All of our portfolios are constant of influx of peaks and valleys in that process. I remove money out, you might be down below as you remove money, as you take your withdrawals and that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind, all right? So the system's not failing. The program is set this way so it can profit. It'll drop down. There's also a second line to worry about, and that's also your equity or your margin, if you will, when you take in trades. How much is that margin? How much is it going against you while the trade's active until it closes? All right, so keep that in mind, that there's more than just one number to kind of look at all the time, which is the bottom line, or how many am I winning in a day or not. Okay, so don't feel too stressed out if you see, the accounts start to really, because there's a lot of movement going on. There's a lot of things to look at. First and foremost, do only one signal provider at a time for now, okay? You can watch the other ones demo out, and don't get the woulda, shoulda, couldas, all right? Only do one signal provider and choose one. Now, I'm going to make a video to explain what each one is, and it'll be on its own page on the Simply Forex the Dex fxcopy training network and on the performance page. And it'll have a breakdown of what each one of the processes are. Now, every single signal provider that we have now uses a 0.01 micro lot to trade with. So don't look at profit margin. Look at pip movement. Look at the amount of pips that are won and secure it. That's all you care about at the moment. All right? 3, the idea of how do I change my lot multiplier. I'm going to show you that inside the system right now. Okay? Because if you're using one signal provider at a 0.01, if you're just following it 1-to-1, I'll show you what to do. But if you decide later on, as the numbers start to prove themselves, maybe you got a little bit more money in your live account, you want to go to 0.02, well then you would do a lot multiplier of 2 times. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that now. All right, so let's log into the back office. Here we are in my back office for my trading side. Now, I like the Grinch what it's set on because I got a lot multiplier of 1. So where did I go to do this? Let me go ahead and click out here. So as you get logged into here, you're going to come over to Profile. You're going to go, it should open you up to signal providers pretty quickly. If not, go to signal providers. Now, the difference between changing it in global EA settings is that everything you put on, you can have multiple signal providers, and they would all go through this filter. Right? And that's probably pretty good to do. So you'll come in here so you don't have to change it again. So come to global settings, go to on, right? Go to on, go to the money management mode side, and come down to lot multiplier, and just keep it at 0.01. That's it. That means for every lot that I trade, you will trade. Okay? Now, if you don't want it to trade at that amount, okay, because it's the lowest amount that I'm going to be doing. It's 0.0, like on the Grinch, it's 0.01, and it may have a 0.03. That's it. Those are the 2 lots that it'll have. Okay, that's it. All right, and then you would hit update settings, update global settings, and done. Now, if you go over to signal providers, you'll also see that there's EA settings that you could set for each one of these if you're following that signal. See, I'm only following the Grinch right now. But if you had been following one of the other ones, you could simply just log into it, put it on, and say maybe I want to do a lot multiplier of 2 on this one. You see? So instead of doing 0.01, you do 0.02. Very simple. Close. Okay. All right. That's basically it. There isn't much more to discuss in the, choosing one at a time. Now, one of the things you have to be careful on is that if you do 2 of them, right, you're going to have to accept the risk of that being, double the opportunity. One may do really well and the other one might hurt for a moment. And then this one's going to be in the negative. This one's going to be in the plus. You're going to be all over the place. Stick with one. You can track to see how well this is doing if you want to switch one over to another. Or even if you want to split your live account is another process to do. You could split your live account on your broker if your broker will allow that. And you could have, say, $500 on one and $1,000 on another. But for us, you would have to have a separate account with us. And that will cost whatever it costs you for your amount to get here for your first payment is what we would do here. So if you got in early, you're lucky because each new account you get, you can have at the lower price. But if you got in after the fact, I could probably give you a good deal, but we'd have to talk. All right? You'd have to write us or call me or what have you. All right? Now, I want you to keep in mind, these are not super aggressive systems, especially sitting at 0.01 of a micro lot, right? So you can really spot success here. And don't get frustrated with if you get some losses and it falls down, don't start calculating numbers. Well, you only made 3 pips yesterday. How am I going to live on 3 pips? Don't worry about that stuff. We are in that data collection zone at the moment. We are testing the waters on live accounts and pushing those things. So we move slow, very slow and methodical. All right. This is why you paid one flat rate fee to get in. We want you to be successful. We want you to be in the positive. Don't worry. You're not going to pay anything if you're in demo. Okay. If we force the hand to be in demo for another month, we'll accept the responsibility and the loss as far as that we don't get any money from you because you haven't made any live money. All right. Once we're into an acceptable time that all the buttons are working and everything's great, we'll start telling everybody if you're part of a time period that you joined to start turning on your live accounts and let's get going. Then that's what we'll do. Okay. We'll be the first person to tell you. All right. Now, another question that Amy gets a lot is that how much should you fund your live account for? Well, I can't legally tell you exactly how much, but what I can tell you is that we funded ours with $1,000 for each account. I even have one account that has $200 in it to try to do some stuff. Its drawdown's a little heavy, right? But I can't really take a lot of trades. Oh, let me show you one more thing. Let me backtrack a little bit. In the Simply Forex program, for the signal for the Simply Forex, there is a way to follow only what is working well, right? So on a performance page on fxcopy, let me pull that up as well. On a performance page, you're going to see Simply Forex. If you click on the Simply Forex, it's going to open up in another window. You click on this box here. It's going to open up in another window. You're going to get to our portfolio page here. Okay? Very simple. You're going to come down to summary. And you're going to look at this. You're going to look at this last column of totals. And you're going to notice what pairs are in a negative. Pairs aren't doing so good. Okay? Auto USD, Euro Great Britain Pound, and Great Britain Pound USD. And here's what you can do. You can filter these out immediately. And how do you do that? Well, simply enough this way. Let me show you. I go back over to DEX. and let's say I'm on the Simply Forex, so I'm going to go here to the EA settings. I'm going to go to on. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to say don't trade pairs. Okay, if you hover over the little thing, it's going to tell you what to do. Okay. Now, if your pair on your broker has a suffix or a prefix, like an I or a U or whatever, you have to use those as well. So I'm going to use, because it's Trader's Way, it's AUD USD I. Is it this one? Yeah, Simply Forex. I'm going to refresh to make sure I'm on the current time. So the Auto USD and the Euro Great Britain Pound so far I don't like. Okay, especially the Euro Great Britain Pound. It's got 3 losses in a row. So until it gets better, I might pull off of that one. Right? So that's what I would do. So I'm going to do AUD USD I. Oops. Let's try that. I. A comma. Euro Great Britain Pound. I. What was the last one? Like you're going to answer me, right? Yep, GBP USD. And GBP USD I. Right? And hit Save Settings. Now what this will do, if you have any already trading, it won't take them off. But it won't take any more from that position. Excuse me. All right. And what that'll do is that'll filter any trades out. Now, what you have to do if you're going to be using the Simply Forex is that you're going to have to be progressive. You should be looking every day. And let's just say that the Great Britain Pound starts to do well. You know, it's doing like 60, 70, 80%, what have you. You can always go back in and just take it off your EA and let it start trading again. Again, don't get too souped up in the woulda, shoulda, coulda. Oh, if I would have turned it on earlier, I would have gotten that that one last trade that just won. Okay? So in the beginning, you're going to get that loss. Remember what I said, that in the beginning, if this is where you just started, and trading is always like this, right? Sometimes that first pop is below your number, right? So don't get frightened. Sometimes you may be like this and then have a loss like that. Don't get frightened. Don't start putting, oh, this doesn't work. How am I gonna win money? How am I gonna live on this stuff? All right. So don't let it get into your head. Losses do one of 2 things to you. One of 3 things. Does many things to you, but the 3 big things is 1, if you're not secure in with who we are, what we're doing, it's going to scare the shit out of you. You're going to start going down that line. Am I going to lose all my money? Is this another scam? Is this another process? There's going to be losses. Second thing it'll do to you, it'll start making you double guess whether or not you got the right one on. Did I choose the right one? Did I get the other? Let me go look at the other ones. And that's healthy. You can do that. That is healthy. You can guess on whether or not you've done the right thing. But it's the action that you have to look at now, folks. There's work to do. This is not just a complete set and forget system until you get it trained, until you get trained on how to use it properly. All right? Make sure that you got your VPSs on, or you got your computers on. If you don't have a VPS, if you want to, there's three ways you could deal with us, right? With a VPS. 1, you can call me and say, hey, look, I can't afford to do $39 a month. I'd like to do a shared server with you. Okay? Which is $20 extra a month. I send you a link, you get on, it's $20. Okay? It's not much, and you're going to go on a sideline and you won't have access to it, but it'll trade for you on that process. I would have access to your VPS, to the VPS, and to the MetaTrader 4. I would set a MetaTrader 4 up for you. I've done that for a couple customers already. Okay? So there's share one with Max. right? And I'll personally put it on and make sure that it's running and all that kind of good stuff. 2, buy your own. It's $39 a month. It's huge. And this comes with a great cause because it's our own company at www.dexwebtools.com. Okay? The profit here goes to Trade It Forward, which is our organization that helps people, learning how to trade and do other things as well. 3, we can get you into what we call a web-based copier service system that we have. And this is fxcopy.wb.com. This is pretty big. And this actually is the same as this, but it's $25. That's a month, by the way. Okay. So shared with me this here because this has added expense to it. It's a different type of server. All right. So pretty powerful. We got some good stuff happening there. And I'll put this information out further into the core. All right. I hope you all have a great day. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I know this is a little bit of a long video. Please bear with us, okay? But these updates are really important so you can see them. Because I know you all work hard for the day. That's why you're here. Some of you have been under the weather. I'm just trying to get out of it. But I'll see you all soon. Trade well.